Hi, hello, hi, it's me, Loafus. We're back. This time with something completely different. It is a tier list, or a power ranking, I suppose is the correct term, of every team on the FDL this season, season 6. I'm pretty excited to do this real quick because I'm just excited for the season. I'll be real. I'm just ready for it. I'm not going to spend too much time talking beforehand. We're kind of just going to get into it. I don't have like that much time here, but it's probably going to be fine. I'll probably have enough time to go over everyone. I am not a definitive resource for opinions. I think very likely a lot of these opinions will be basically incorrect. Um, but we'll see. I just whip this together real quick. If anyone wants this, by the way, I can just send it over to them because it's basically just a big image file with everyone's logos on it. If you didn't have a logo, sorry. Oh my god, that was awful. But yeah, if you didn't have a logo, sorry about that. I just use your profile pictures on Discord. There's some interesting logos here, but it's not that important. What is important is the teams themselves, which we'll be looking at here, and I'll have Showdown pulled up as well. Because some of these I don't know exactly what they're doing with these picks, so we can take a look ourselves, see what these mons have that maybe I'm not realizing, or maybe we'll find out that they're as bad as I think they are, which is possible for some of these. Um, anyways, first up, I believe, I'll have to check real quick. I believe that is Young Elmer's Glue and the Glue England Patriots. Their team, it's interesting. I was taking a look at it before, just as a warm up. I'm not a huge fan of a lot of what this team's going for. I like the ideas here. I like the offensive modes here. It really needs some better speed control. It really does. Skarmory is not enough. You have Basque Legion with no Rain Setter. Just looking at this now, who is Rain Dance even? I guess we can probably check that down here. Who has Rain Dance for this? I'd love to see that because it seems kind of important. Well, everything has Rain Dance. Okay, well. What here is relevant that has Rain Dance? Just Miss Magius, actually, yeah. That's not great, I'll be honest. That's really not great. Miss Magius isn't really that fast of a speed tier to be crossing. Maybe if Masquerada had it, I'd be like, okay, you can maybe do something here, but I'm not a huge fan. I know Masquerada has Trick Room. I know Miss Magius, I think, has Trick Room as well. I'm not super impressed by these Trick Room mods. Oh my goodness. But I'm not super impressed about the Trick Room mode. I'm not super impressed with the Tailwind mode with Skarmory. It doesn't really do anything. Skarmory is a big matchup check, kind of. When I think of Skarmory, I think Tailwind, Iron Defense, Body Press, Roost, and that's kind of it. It's basically just a budget Corviknight, which isn't awful. Corviknight's pretty good, but genuinely I'm not that impressed otherwise. Sunny Day, I guess. That doesn't really help this team particularly. I'm trying to see if there's something I'm missing here because I don't think this fits that well. I think if you wanted a D tier, off the top of my head, this is not necessarily a good pick, but if I had to think of a D tier that has Tailwind that could actually function a little better, maybe Dodrio, 110 speed, Trick Room, or Tailwind, I mean, it'd just be okay probably. I think it'd be better for the Skarmory though. This team's bulk mode isn't really good enough to be working with just Skarmory. Yeah. Most of these abilities aren't that important though, to be fair, so they do synergize decently well with Weezing. And yeah, I should mention I am aware of the Weezing Toad Scroll mode, but it's just not enough. I think if that was like on a better team, I'd be like, okay, that's great. We'd love to see that. But what was I was gonna look at? Basque Legion, I think basically always wants its ability. The Mold Breaker isn't very useful, I guess, so I guess you could run Mold Breaker if they get rid of the... Nah. No, not really. This isn't great of a pick, I'll be honest. I think this is probably the biggest issue with the team is Basque Legion. Everything else is, like, just fine. Yeah. You can make Palmot work, you can make... These mons can all function without Tailwind, obviously, but it definitely helps. So that's easily my biggest issue here. So I think with that... I'm going to feel pretty comfortable putting that, just for now. We don't have to permanently keep it there, but maybe we can drop it lower if we want to. But I think for now we're going to put that in C tier. Now, this isn't any hate towards Mr. Elmer's glue. I'm just being honest here. This is just my opinion once again. If you disagree, then that's great. I'd love to see everyone prove me wrong. Like all my picks here. Just crush it. It's fine. I'd rather you win with a team that I don't like than, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, we're going to move on to, I believe, I have to check on this one. Mr. Amazing 43. We'll just go with Mr. Amazing. This team's a lot better, I'll be honest. I like this team way better. Rillaboom, obviously the Go A's the last season. It's just a monster. It doesn't really have that much, how do we want to put it, versatility. You kind of just have the Grassy Surge set, you know, Fake Out, Grassy Glide, Wood Hammer, and kind of just support moves. I don't know, you can do a lot with this, to be fair. I think it has a lot of extra moves to like swap in and out. Harvest Power would knock off the big ones, I think. U-Turn's obviously a decent choice. If you want, you can do Sword Stance. I didn't really have much success with this last season, but I think it's viable. Nah. Otherwise, I think that's like the main stuff for it. Works pretty well without Terra, to be honest. Honestly, if you invest enough bulk in this thing, it can take a lot of hits. That's just looking at Rillaboom. I'm not even looking at the rest of the team here. We have Leafeon. We have Ninetales for a nice Drought Core here. We have Speed Control, which is nice. I always like to see actual Speed Control. No offense. Driftblow with Tailwind in the Unburden, or in the Grassy Terrain has Unburden. That's pretty nice. I don't think Comfy... I mean, it has Trick Room, it has Tailwind, I know. I'm not a huge fan of Comfy on this team. It's not bad. It's just maybe they could probably do something else. I feel like it's kind of expensive for where it's at on the team, I guess. I feel like there's something that could fit better here, but it's not awful. Maybe if you had like a better weakness policy mon or something like that. I don't know. It's I'm not a huge fan of this thing, honestly, but it's still viable. It really is. I don't think Pollen Puff gets boosted by Triage. I know it doesn't when you attack, obviously, but I don't think it gets boosted when you're healing. I'd have to check that. I'm gonna just say it doesn't. It is full healing anyways. It doesn't matter. I guess you could run stuff like Bulk Up Rillaboom, or even Curse Snorlax. That's a classic. Honestly, there's a lot of good picks on this team, but they don't synergize as well as maybe I'd like. Kind of a lot of type similarities: double Grass type, double Water type, triple Fire type. That's mostly it for the type similarities, to be fair, but I think that does kind of work out poorly in the end. I actually did notice this. The stat average is kind of poor, funnily enough. The HP is actually pretty high, funnily enough, but you know, average obviously doesn't mean too much. Stat average is like, doesn't matter too much. The speed tiers are okay. You have decent speed control, so I can't complain too much. Yeah, I don't hate this team. I think it's fine. I think Rillaboom, Drifblim jumps it up a couple tiers. Milotic actually can do some stuff with Volcarona pretty well. Do like coil setup with yeah, Milotic and Snorlax both can do a lot of stuff with this Volcarona here, so I don't hate it. I think it's just a little bit overlapping of the roles of the Typhlosion and the Volcarona and the Ninetales. They all just fire-type special attackers. Mostly that get enabled by Typhlosion, or not Typhlosion, Ninetales, but it's just okay, I'll be honest. Once again, this team's not bad. I just think it could maybe be better in some areas, so I think we are going to look at it. We're going to put Young Elmer's Clue. I would say, for now, solid B tier. I think this team's fine. Yeah, nothing too awful or anything, but it's maybe not what I would go for, really, ever. Honestly, I'm not even acknowledging the weather issue. I think weather's really hard to play correctly. Having ran a full rain team one season, that was a pain a lot of the time. And that was with an absolutely insane cracked rain team. I'd have to look, but I think I had something like Archaludon, Pelipper, Urshifu Rapid, and what's his name? What is this thing's name? What am I thinking of? I just had it in my head. The point is, it was my really strong rain core. I think it was Chien-Pao. Yeah, I think it was Chien-Pao. Yeah. These two together formed a really strong core. These two together formed a really strong core. I think there's kind of something similar forming here with like Rillaboom, Drifblim is together really good, and maybe something like Ninetales Typhlosion or Ninetales Volcarona, but I think that if you had like another like really strong 2-mon core, I could be like, okay, this team's pretty good. I don't think Leafeon Ninetales counts as a really strong core. To be fair, there is the Terra Captains. I'm assuming this is one of them. It is. Grass Ghost Fire. Oh, I hate those actually. I really don't like those typings. Ghost is fine. Ghost is good coverage. It is not awful, obviously, but I really don't like the Fire Terra on this thing. I think I would change that like immediately if I had the option. I'll be honest, I don't know what you change it to, but still. Just another Fire overlap maybe doesn't work that well. But once again, that's just my opinions. Still B tier. I would say it's fine. But yeah, that's going to be it for that one. We're going to move on. What do we have next here? Actually, I don't even remember. Should be VietJesus. Yeah, this team is a much stronger Sun team. Right, yeah, okay. Much stronger Sun team, much stronger Trick Room mode. It has Executor, which is kind of amazing with Torkoal and Indeedee. You can, honestly, that thing is going to go far, I think. That's really strong. Yeah, and Executor is one of the Terra Captains, which is really good. Psychic Fairy Fire, good combo there. Fire, once again, overlap, but I think it matters less on this team, almost. Let me mention, the main reason it was bothering me on the last team is because it'd have to be a Fire type next to a Fire type. When a lot of the time with this team, you could get away with having Torkoal in, then having Executor in, then you'd swap out Torkoal into the Indeedee to get Psychic Terrain up. I think that would work fine. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a perfect solution. I think Fire is just okay as a Terra type, but it's not bad. I think it just works with Executor a little better, even. I think it gets Weather Ball. I'd have to check on that one. This is why this is here. We're going to delete most of these. I don't really need them anymore. Executor, does it get Weather Ball? It does not. That's pretty important. With that in mind, it makes a little more sense that it would do Fire Terra Blast. You know what? Let's check with Leafeon. Does it get Weather? I mean, it's a special physical attacker, but still. It does get Weather Ball. That's pretty funny. Nah, obviously you wouldn't really use those either way. This thing's physical move pool is just kind of pathetic. Even with Terra, I don't like its physical move pool at all. Sword Blade's cool, I guess. Does that get Leaf Blade? What? Oh, I was gonna say, does it not have Leaf Blade? But no, it's right there. That's weird, but okay. Whatever. No one uses Leafeon anyways. It kind of makes sense that wouldn't really be updated properly, but I think Executor is a pretty strong mon in this format, with the Terra Captain specifically. It loves spam Expanding Force, 125 special attack. That's nothing to sleep on. That thing's pretty strong. Does it get like Nasty Pot or anything? I know it gets Calm Mind, obviously. Does it get Nasty Pot? I don't think so. I just was curious real quick. Let's check the Sass moves even. It has Moonlight. It should have Synthesis. Yeah. It's not frail either. This thing's pretty bulky. 95, 85, 75. That's pretty bulky. Its stat spread's actually really good. 530 BST. What the hell? I actually didn't realize how high this thing's BST was. I'll have to look into this next season. Okay. Keep that one on mark. Anyways, I'm just looking at the Executor this whole time. This is also ignoring the amazing Charizard here. Obviously, that's great. I'm not gonna not notice the Charizard Greninja core here, which you can do Water Pledge, Fire Pledge, which is fun. Water Pledge, Fire Pledge is the Rainbow effect, I'm pretty sure. The Searing Grace effect, which is fine. You can do Dark Pulse shenanigans with that. That sounds fun. You have Feraligatr too, which shouldn't really use it that well, obviously, but I think that's my biggest draw with this team is why is Feraligatr here? You have Crawdaunt, you have Greninja. These are both Water Dark types, by the way. I don't think you should have both of these, but they're not awful. I think they have different enough roles that you'd like run them on different team styles. You probably wouldn't bring both to a game. Like that all makes sense. Obviously Volbeat is good too. Let me see real quick. Let me see Volbeat's move pool. I know it has obvious stuff like Tail Glow, like Baton Pass, like Tailwind, obviously. That is the real reason you pick this thing, but I just want to mention that stuff. Roost is annoying, 2A is annoying, I'm pretty sure it gets Encore. It does get Encore, that sucks. Hate to see that, I hate Encore Prankster ones with a passion. But no, this thing's pretty good. Its stats are obviously very bad, but I mean, it does the job, really, it does. Now, I'm not a huge fan of it on this team, maybe. It does work. I think it's fine. It's really not that big a deal. I think the big issue here is the Mega as well. What is this thing doing exactly? I'm not really sure. This thing too. The Braviary, Hisuian Braviary doesn't really do anything on this team. I'd have to double check this, but I don't believe you can use, what's it called, expanding force with this thing properly. It has to be on the psychic turret. Yeah, that's what it is. Let me see, do you have this as a Terra type? No, you don't. Okay. No, I mean, fair enough. Executor already is a Terra Captain with C tier. I'm not a huge fan of Braviary Sui. I think you replace that. I think you replace Feraligatr. Maybe Crawdon as well, not a huge deal. Yeah, Mega I think could probably go. But honestly, I think the initial core here of Charizard, Indeedee, Torkoal, and Executor, these four are a really strong core together. I think Crawdon and this thing, Scubar, Galar, they work pretty good on Trick Room. Obviously, Indeedee does well there too. Mostly as a setter, but the point still stands. Yeah, the point with all that was there's some decent stuff on this team. I actually do like a lot of it. Probably drop these 2 flying mons, maybe drop one of the water types here. Kind of up to you. Otherwise, I think this team also ends up in B tier. You know, I could maybe see... You know what, actually, okay, it is the... I see now, I see what the deal is here. You wanted the Icon Mon, which I get it. Do have to say why a couple times myself. Do I want to put A tier or B tier? I'm feeling B because I know there's a lot of really strong stuff coming up. I think B might be the answer. Not because it's particularly bad. I just, I'm not too impressed by some of these like lower tier mons. Like even just looking at the next team here, that's a really good team looking, at least wise, how I feel about it. So I think we're just gonna go B here. You could make an argument that it's not, but whatever. It's okay. How do I? This doesn't work how I wanted it to, I don't think. Guess we can do this. Yeah, that's kind of awkward, but okay, sure. No, this doesn't work. Jesus Christ. Okay. We just got to do it manually, which is fine. That's why I made everything rectangular. And yeah, our next team here. Now we are on team 3. We're going to have to maybe pick up the pace a little bit here. I'm not that time restricted, but it is something to keep an eye on. Team 3 out of like a million. How many are left? Like a lot. Yeah. 5, 10, 15, 20, 26. So we have 26 left to go, so we gotta get moving, I suppose. Next team, what do we got here? Who is next? Looks like Liliana. I don't remember their team name off the top of my head. Let me check this real quick because I do like to see that. No team name. Alright, that makes sense why I don't remember it. There is not one, but it's not that big a deal. Just, yeah. Adds a little bit of flavor. It's not a bad thing to not have one. It's just what I would do, personally. Looking at the team, it's pretty strong. This is a strong team. Very strong core here, obviously. I really wanted Carneyasadaa, I'm not gonna lie. So I am pretty disappointed that that got stolen, but I'm not. I mean, it's fine. They got there first. Otherwise, just yeah, it seems pretty strong. I like it a lot, actually. The Frigiraffe obviously goes well with the Palisade and the Makolola. Electros does okay in Trick Room. No, these are actually decent Trick Room mons. Their speed is a little high, maybe, but yeah, like against this kind of Trick Room, you probably wouldn't want to run Trick Room into this, but you could probably just do Imprison Trick Room stuff with a Frigiraffe here, so it's actually fine. Yeah, actually, I can see more now I'm looking at it. I would even put it in A tier. I'm not really sure what the Serena's doing. I think that's probably the biggest issue I have with the team. We already have the priority protection with, obviously, Frigiraffe, the classic. Otherwise, it's okay. I feel like there's probably something better, is what I'm seeing here. I don't think it's awful. I think it's fine. It doesn't. It just is a bit of an overlap that isn't necessary. It's an okay AV Mon, although to be honest, it's on a team full of Mons that are pretty good at being AV Mons. Actually, looking at this, you could probably run AV on like all of these, except for the obvious stuff. Electros can easily do it. Loama can do it. Excalibur can do it. Empoleon can do it. Arcanine can do it. You probably wouldn't do Arcanine, but still. And Serena can do it. Yeah, honestly, that's probably the biggest thing with this team. A little bit of overlap item-wise. Looking at it. Yeah, stuff that would probably want like leftovers or a berry. I guess berries aren't that hard to... Whatever. I'm maybe overthinking it a little bit. Riolu is a cool pick. I'm not sure how I feel about Riolu on this team, to be honest. does get coaching. Yeah, I thought so. It doesn't get fake out, does it? I didn't think so. I just wanted to make sure. Gets detect, gets copycat, which is cool. I do like copycat a lot on this thing. Obviously it was a lot better last gen where we could do copycat trick room stuff to get guaranteed trick room pretty much. Actually, I think it straight up just was guaranteed. You'd have to. Yeah, I'm misremembering how you could beat that, but I think there is a way to do it. Usually the what was it? It was with Calyrex Ice, that's what it was, yeah. You'd run Trick Room, and then you would Terra and do Max Guard, and then you would get Trick Room with you would pull Trick Room with Copycat because it went first, and then you have priority. So this strat was pretty fun. Now that I'm thinking about it, I think it does lose to what's it called? Fake out strats, but I think you wouldn't really. I don't know. I don't think I remember really having that issue, so I'm not sure why that wasn't an issue, I guess. Whatever. Once again, I think I'm overthinking this a little bit here. It gets Howl, but obviously you have coaching, so you'd really never use that. Quick Guard's fun. Prankster Randance, Prankster Sunny Day. I'd actually like to see some mons that maybe synchronize with that a little better. I think you could probably swap some of these out for that. Not a necessity, of course, but I think that's some cool tech. Obviously, it's a conflicting weather, but I don't know. I'm just musing about the mods and their roles here. I think this is overall a pretty solid team. I actually quite like it even, I would say. So I'm going to say this goes A tier. I don't think it passes the bar to S, but it is almost there. With a couple, 2-3 changes here and there, it actually could be up there. So yeah, we're going to go with that. It doesn't really matter. I'm just being a little stickler about how this is going to be positioned when it really just doesn't matter at all. Anyways, Carneyasadaa next team. I remember this being like pretty decent looking. Maybe I'm misremembering. No, yeah, actually, I'm not a huge fan of this team. It's not awful or anything. Let me make sure I'm making sure I get everything here. Scrafty's cool. Double Intimidator is kind of awkward. It doesn't really need it, kind of. I look at this team. I don't think it needs a second Intimidator. It's fine. Like, overlap there isn't the worst thing in the world. They're pretty different role-wise otherwise. I don't think Scrafty gets fake out, does it? I actually kind of hope it does. It does get fake out. Okay, I'm misremembering completely. Okay. It definitely should have that. He needs it, to be honest. Indeed, Male is cool. Kind of a lot of anti-synergy here. I'm maybe over-exaggerating saying a lot. It's mostly just Dragonite Extreme Speed, but I suppose you can't Terra normal anyway, so it's not like the biggest strat in the world. I'd love to see some redirection on this team. Actually, no, Indeed Email doesn't get Fall Me. That would be way too usable of a mon otherwise. It does not get Fall Me. It does get Expanding Force, which is fun. I'm not ignoring the double Expanding Force core here. That's fun. And let me see if you have the Terra for Espeon, maybe? You do not. That's fine. I honestly, personally, this is just my opinion, but I think I would change that to Terra Espeon so it could be Terra Fairy, maybe? But, yeah, that's just a suggestion. You don't have to do anything in particular. Whimsicott, obviously, is great. Arcanine's pretty good. I don't think Whimsicott is supporting as much as I'd like, maybe? I think Whimsicott is a very high value pick for what it actually is supporting here. We can even look at the draft board, see what we can maybe replace it with here. Maybe like a Salamence even? No, Triple Intimidate isn't necessary. I'm just looking at it in terms of what would I do here otherwise? Armorage is on the table. You could probably just grab that. Like straight up. You could drop arm, or you grab Armorage, you could, oh wait, that's a lot of, that's interesting. Whatever, I'm just theory crafting right now. This probably wouldn't go through with this overall. This team's just okay. I'm not a huge fan of some of the synergies here. Galvantula is cool. I think Galvantula is a nice sleeper mon. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how... This team doesn't really have a good Tricker mode or anything. You have a lot of slow mons, but not really a good Tricker mode is what I'm looking at. And a lot of these don't really like get boosted by Tailwind that much. I'd have to check on a lot of these, but I think a lot of these would still get outsped by like a Sneasler unboosted even, so... that's just okay. It's fine. I don't hate it. I would probably put this maybe even C tier. Am I gonna put this C tier? I don't think I will. I do like the Dragonite's obviously good. It does, once again, it does anti-synergize with Indeedee. Corviknight's not bad, obviously. I think Corviknight needs redirection support a little bit, especially if you want to do bulkier modes with it, more setup modes, I should say. I do think that needs a little bit of redirection. Nothing crazy. You can probably make it work on its own, but you know, I actually am going to put this in C tier. Just know that I'm not trying to hate too much. I'm just... Nah, hold on. This is going to take 5 hours. Okay. I'm just going to put it in B tier, and we're just going to move on. It's fine. It works. I don't think it's a bad team. I just think there's maybe some improvements I would make personally. Yeah. All right, whatever. That's enough. Moving on. Jesus Christ. This is going to take forever. I think it's Splatty next. It is Splatty. Okay, yeah. MGF Worldwide. I actually don't know what that means, but that's fine. Can't always know. I love this logo, by the way. This is great. I know it's awfully compressed here, but I do like the logo a lot. Anyways. Splatty seems great. I actually really like this team. I think if it was someone else, I'd be a little more critical of some of these choices, but because of who it is, I'm actually fine with it. Like Dondozo, I'd be like, eh, maybe I would just get Tatsu and maybe drop like Archelon or something. Or maybe even drop like a couple months down here so you can get another A-tier pick even. That would maybe be an option. Looking at it now, you actually already have that now. I'm looking at it. It's a Clefable is what it is. Yeah, okay. Okay, with that in mind, that actually does change things a little bit. The Clefable is pretty good on this team, I would say. So I think it's fine how it is. If anything, weirdly enough, I'd probably drop the Sneasler, funnily enough. It's not bad. Obviously, it's Sneasler. It's going to do something good either way. Klefki can do Misty Terrain with it. I actually was thinking about it initially when I saw that pick. With the No Terrain team, I was a little disappointed to see that. No Terrain setters. You can maybe drop one of your D tiers for Pincurchin. I'm pretty sure it's still in. I'd have to check. I'm going to check that right now because that thing's pretty fire. I think Pincurchin's kind of a sleeper pick. It's not great, but I think it's fun at the very least. And it does synergize well with Sneasler. A lot of these mons actually do lose to sleep. You know, now that I'm looking at it, that actually is a bit better of a pick than I was first letting on, I think. I know... But real quick, I'm going to check Misty Terrain. I don't think it gets Electric Terrain. No, it does not. I didn't think so. It does get Magnet Rise, which is fun, but... Otherwise, it's okay. Though, honestly, I actually do think Pincurchin would be a pretty good swap here, looking at it. Like, Vespiquen's okay. I can't hate on Vespiquen. I don't think I'm allowed to. Like, physically hate on Vespiquen, but still. How far are we in it? 27 minutes? What happened? Oh my god. We need 5 teams. Alright, let's speed this up. Splatty's team, I really like this team. I think it could use a couple extra pushes here and there. I think you could add Pincurchin for free. And drop either Skuntank or Hypno. I don't think you're really missing anything there. I think Trick Room's fine on Hypno, that's fine. I'm pretty sure Klefki gets Trick Room though, so I think you'd be okay without it. It does, and I think it even gets Imprison. It does get that. So I think you would be perfectly fine to get rid of Hypno. I'm giving ideas because I like the team a lot. I want to see it as best as it can be. I think there's other synergies with Pincurchin as well. There's Rotom Heat, there's Archelon with Meteor Beam. Or not Meteor Beam, Electro Shot. They're just so gosh darn similar. I'm pretty sure it does get both. I did run this one season. I'm pretty sure I remember Meteor Beam being an option. Yep. Does get Meteor Beam as well. You probably wouldn't run this ever, but it is fun tech. What are the terrors on this real quick? I just want to see this. Yeah, they're fine. I would probably run Terra Ghost on Lapras. I had a matchup or actually, you know, it's actually the rain season that I was talking about before with, they ran Terra Ghost Lapras with Water Absorb, and it completely walled my Urshifu. I couldn't do anything about it. And it just set up and swept me, like, immediately. I'm trying to remember who that was. It might have been Splatty, to be honest. I'd have to check, though. No, I don't think it was, but the point is there. I do think Terra Ghost is pretty good. But that's mostly up to preference. That's just how I look at it, based on what I'm seeing here. Do you have another Ghost type? Decidueye, right, okay, yeah. Otherwise, I think it seems fine. Decidueye is just okay. Skuntank's just okay. Hypno's just okay. But I think this is a very solid A tier, if not bordering S tier. I would even go as far to say. Honestly, I think if I had Pincurchin, I'd put it S tier, but For now, I think it's fine where it is with A tier. Yeah, A tier seems fair. The logo, on the other hand, is S tier. We already knew that. That thing's great. Is that missing? Hold on. That's bothering me now. Is that correct? No, this is a giant nitpick. I feel like that's mildly incorrect. It is. There's only one M. That's kind of awkward. I feel like you just change the font. Whatever. I'm just... That is like the most nitpick possible, I think. Anyways, we're moving on. I'm taking way too much time. Where was I at? Right here. No, this is wrong. Don't look at that. I have to censor that. That's literally my team building. Now I'm literally just gonna home. All right, yep, it's gone. Don't worry about it. anyways. A lot of these mons are fun. I like a lot of these. I do think this would benefit from a Pincurchin. Obviously, a Weather Setter would work well too, but you have Klefki. I think that's fine enough. Yeah, once again, Klefki can set everything here. Sneasel and Archildon. It can set for both of them, so I think it's fine. Yeah. Anyways, next team. We're moving on. League 5. What is this next one? buzzleightweight and their team, the Lightweights. I hate this team. No, I'm just being a little mean. I don't like Incineroar King Gambit core. I really don't. Sorry, I'm saying some water. But genuinely, I really don't like the score. I think you can make it work. I do think it's like not going to be that big a deal. Obviously, double grant or double dark. Ironically enough, double dark not weak to fairy at all. I think I have drafted similar things in the past, but my dark types were very much weak to fairy. I think I had a whole season where I got completely wiped by Dazzling Gleam like every other match. It was a pain in the ass. But anyways. Oh god, I just saw what team we have next. Jesus Christ. Anyways, this team isn't awful. I hate Toxapex. I tried to run it like twice, I think, and then both times it was awful. It's just a waste of a slot, honestly. I would trade that out like immediately. It does seem good when you first look at it, like, oh, it's got like stockpile recover shenanigans. That could be fun. You could toxic saw people. Like, no, you can't. But it's got wide guard. That'll be good. No, it sucks. It just sits there and clicks wide guard and toxic and recover, and then it dies after everyone else has died. I don't really like it at all. In terms of hazers, it's not the worst, but I think you have two other haze users here that are way better. So, what would that even be? Status, maybe? No, what would haze be under? Phasing, right? That makes sense. But yeah, I have two other haze users that are way better in Altaria and Inteleon. Otherwise, this team's not awful. I think maybe a faster Tone Setter would benefit, but not every team's going to have fast Tone Setter. It's just how it is. You do have the Grafii, which is fun. I really like doodle stuff with Grenade. That sounds so wrong. I hate that word, but whatever. I do like this mon and its moves. It has a lot of niche like stuff that you wouldn't really see on other mons. It has Copycat too, which is always fun. Prankster Copycat is an absolute blast. Has Weathers, which is cool. I don't think much benefits from Weather here. Obviously, Fire type, Water type, they're fine in Weather. Otherwise, not a huge fan of a lot of the picks here. That's a little bit of an over-exaggeration. It's not awful. It's just meh. The Trick Room mode's just okay. Like, Toxapex doesn't do anything. Don't lie. I feel like you could probably find something better than Cloth. It's not awful. It's just maybe meh. Cloth's just okay. I used it in the first season of Ranked Ladder when the first game first came out, and it was like kind of mid. I think it was even sashed. I could be wrong about that. I'm trying to remember exactly what the set was. You know what? Actually, I'm curious. I'm going to check right now. Just ignore all this. There's nothing to see here. We were just going to go back to the past. This is literally like one of my first teams. Don't judge me. It was weakness policy. That was right. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Endure weakness policy is a lot of fun. This seems not good, but it's fun. Actually, no, looking back, this team actually kicked ass. It wasn't like that good, but it did the job, really. Most of the Terra types are kind of weird, though. I don't know, whatever. I'm going to go on a million more tangents in this, and hopefully that doesn't add up to the time too much. How much time are we at now? We're 7 more minutes have passed. That's not great. I'm not going to lie, but whatever. Yeah, the point was, I'm not a huge fan of Cloth. It's okay. Like, it's fine. Jolteon obviously is a fantastic Terra Captain. Fastmon, honestly, it does provide pretty decent speed control. T-Wave, and I don't think it gets Nuzzle, but it does get Electro Web. Let me check that real quick. Electro Web, yep. Nuzzle, no, didn't think so. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't forgetting something. It's Trailways, which is fun. I think it's just because Eevee gets it. Anyways, Electric Train's kind of niche on this team, but you could probably get away with running it to avoid sleep on mons like Cineroar, Kingambit. A lot of these mons like running safety goggles now I'm looking at it. Obviously this thing has Overcoat, you wouldn't really run that. If you were that worried about Spore or something, you'd probably just run Overcoat, but whatever. I think I've ran safety goggles on all three of these mons, so, you know, fair enough, fair play. I just really don't like the Incineroar Kingambit course, so I think I'm going to drop this to C even. Once again, I'll say this team isn't bad. I just think maybe there's some adjustments that could be made. Maybe a couple more relevant cores. The Trick Room core probably isn't good enough, I would say. It's not awful, it's just maybe not as impressive as I'd like. What are the Terras on this? Oh, Toxapex is a Terra. Please get something else, I'm begging you. Klawf is a way better Terra. If you're gonna run Klawf, run it with Terra. That sounds awesome. You can't run Toxapex. I've tried. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Please don't do it. They taunt you and you just lose. No, I'm just... Yeah, it's fine. Genuinely, I think you could swap to Klawf and that would make your team like at least 10% better. Like automatically. Anyways, though, I think this is going to end up kind of lower on the tier list. It's not awful. I think it has some good traits. Like, obviously there's some good mons on here. Kingambit, Incineroar, these aren't bad mons. They're just kind of hard to pilot and draft, I would say. Incineroar especially. I think Incineroar is actually like one of the hardest mons to pilot and draft. Everyone knows you have Incineroar. It's a big homing beacon. Like, you look at their team and you go, oh my god, they have Incineroar. I have to bring 5 water types and 5 ground types and 5 fighting types. And none of them are going to be weak to Intimidate, and they're going to just destroy this thing. And in association, Kingambit's going to go down with the ship because you can't Terra this thing. You're going to hit with a lot of fighting type moves. I can already see it. Clefairy does provide some nice support, but still. I think this is going to end up in C tier finally. But it's not bad. I don't think it's necessarily awful. I think you could definitely pilot this team correctly. I just don't think I would ever draft anything like this. But anyways, the next team is crazy. It is Parry's team. I believe this is the first new person we're looking at. No, Mr. Amazing was my bad. That's still not that big a deal. Either way, this team's insane. I genuinely what is going on with this team. I think it has potential. I do think a lot of the changes that were made during free agency were really good. Honestly, I think if it stayed to what it was, I think this team would be genuinely bad. Though if we're being honest, it's not. I'm sure you could make it work. I honestly do think you could make this work fine. I just don't like it. I just didn't like it at all, especially when it first happened. You know, I think I even have that on log still. Let me pull that up because I actually am curious to see what it was before draft. Or before free agency, before we actually go into this. This is obviously another time sync that doesn't actually mean anything, so that's fun. Is this the right one? This is the right one, I think, yeah. Probably was one of the first ones in the draft. Yeah, okay. Yeah, here's the team originally, which I think was worse. Honestly, actually, it's pretty similar. It's Tatsugiri, which is really funny. And Evil, to be fair. That was, like, messed up. But, you know, you could do you. I did encourage the Electro pick, I'm not gonna lie. I do think it fits the team pretty well overall. At least originally. I'm not sure how I feel about it. It's fine. It works. It's fast. That's what we'll call it. No longer having the Ditto is interesting. I think a lot of these mons are kind of ability reliant. Metagross isn't really that... Nah, Metagross, Gudra, they don't really care, obviously. Smeargle doesn't necessarily care. It can run Moody pretty effectively, but still. Oricorio, Dancer, doesn't really need it, but it does help at times. Especially with like Quavel and Rabombi, you're going to have a lot of Dancer mons here. You're going to have a lot of dance moves, I could say. Which I think for a fun gimmick team, this is pretty sick. Here's the hidden tech they don't want you to know about. Smeargle gets all of the dance moves. This is pretty fun, actually, yeah. Actually, you know, looking at it from this lens, this is pretty fun. I like this a lot, actually, now that I'm looking at it. Because you could run, like, Quiver Dance on, No, I'm not going to say anything more. I think we get the idea. The point is, this is pretty fun, I'm not going to lie. I actually think there's a lot you could do here. I'm not a huge fan of Weezing, though. I think you could probably get something better than Weezing. Is this an A-tier pick, really? It's kind of messed up if it is. Where is it? I'm looking at the wrong sheet entirely. That's why I can't find it. This is not an A-tier pick. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I was going to say. I didn't like that for a second A-tier, but it is a B-tier. That makes a lot more sense. I am dehydrated. I'm going to die here, so I'm going to drink some more water. Shockingly, I am talking a lot here. Oh, actually, this is still going. Oh my god, we are blowing through minutes. Jesus Christ, what happened? Alright, we're going to move on here. I think Parry's team is fine. I think Stonejourner is a really weird pick. I don't think it fits that well. I guess you can run with better. I don't know. I think you could make this team work, but I hate it. I hate this team. So it's going in C tier, I think. No, we'll put a B tier. I think it has enough weird, goofy traits to make it work. So we'll go B tier, I think, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's fine. It's a little too much for me, though. I look at this and I just, like, get a headache. I don't want to have to build with this team. I think even Parry said it themselves that this is a hard team to build with. Maybe just jokingly, but still. There's some truth to it. It is pretty awkward to work with, but whatever. We are halfway through the first side of draft. I believe this is Violet. Yeah, it's Violet. We'll be moving to Scarlet eventually. Jesus Christ. Alright, it's been 40 minutes. We're only halfway through the first side, which is 1, 2, 3, 8. Jesus Christ. Alright, let's get moving. Who's next? Kid, right, okay. The seems really good. I hate that they stole Talonflame, but I also didn't expect to get Talonflame, so I'm not that mad. It was just the most hopeful thing I could ask for is to try and get Talonflame, but that was not happening. That was just never happening. I don't even know why I was hoping for it. It just left a bitter taste in my mouth, to be honest. But in honesty, this team's really good. I actually like this team a lot. Blastoise is a monster. Obviously, the obvious stuff are monsters, like Ursula, Bloodmoon, Mimikyu. These are really good cores. Talonflame's a little awkward. I don't really like Talonflame I've seen as much. You know, it's a little ironic. I don't think Talonflame's that good on this team. I'm sure you could make it work. I'm sure you could run Speedy or Ursaluna and Tailwind. I'm sure that'd be okay. But, nah. You got Cinderace. I feel like you could probably run something else. You know, even looking at it right now, even like Murkrow, maybe would like better. I don't know. That's up to interpretation. I think you could probably run it fine. Ampharos is a little bit too slow. Although I guess if you're prepping for it, or you're not prepping for it, specifically, actually, you know, funnily enough, with this team specifically, if you're not prepping for the Tailwind mode, it could be kind of a problem. So I guess, you know, we'll kind of see. I wish there was some kind of Imprison Trick Room or something like that. I know Mimikyu does it fine. Does it get imprisoned, though? I don't think it does. It does not get imprisoned. I didn't think so. Obviously, it gets Trick Room. I'm pretty sure it gets Taunt. Yep. Ow. Mimikyu's fun. I like Mimikyu a lot, actually, to be honest. I think it's probably one of the better Trick Room setters, just in general. For being a B tier, it's like just okay. I don't know how good it is overall, but I think it's fine. Looking at it, Bramblegast, I guess, you know what, fair enough. Bramblegast does go with Talonflame pretty well. It's kind of expensive, though, I think is what I'm looking at here. Like, this is a B tier. Using your B tier on Bramblegast, like, okay. I should mention, using on Bramblegast when you have Gengar, when you have Mimikyu, when you have Go-Go in the lower tier here. I think it's maybe a little too overlapping, but it does core wet it pretty well with Talonflame, so I can't be too mad there. Talonflame can run weather moves, which is fun, because it is, maybe it's not Prankster, but it is pretty fast still. Cinderace is kind of a monster. Once again, I'm looking at it, I don't think it synergizes that well with this team, but it's still good. I think this team's good. Let's not sugarcoat it here. It's got Ursaluna, it's got Mimikyu. Hariyama goes along pretty well with those two, even. Ampharos, we've seen Ampharos be used pretty well in the past. Was it with Kid? I think it was with Kid, yeah. I'm maybe misremembering. can't remember if it was Kid who took Ampharos every time or it was someone else each time. I don't know. It's not that important. Someone had Ampharos and they used it pretty well. I think it was Kid. So I think I actually will put this team in A tier. I'm not going to go S. I don't think it makes it to S. I think there's too many dud mons. Like, I look at this and I'm like, you know, there's some good stuff, but is it like the killer that I'd like? Not really. Nah. I think if Brambleghast was something else, if Bastionon was maybe more synergistic with the team. I mean, I'll be honest, Bastion's shit. It really is. It's kind of sad. I'm assuming the Terra is used on this. I can't imagine anything else. So yeah, I'm looking at the wrong side of draft. Kept looking at Violet. Yeah, it is Terra. It is Terra flying, Terra fighting. That's not awful. Okay, you know what? Okay, alright. With Terra, this thing's okay. I do wish it had a little more going for it, though. I guess Wide Guard's fun. Yeah. I'm taking too long on this, I think. Yeah, Taunt, Wide Guard, whatever. Stealth Rock is fine. Yeah. It's okay. It's kind of a dud, let's be honest. Go-Goat too. I think Go-Goat's like kind of mid. 123 HP, 100 attack. That's a little better than I thought it was, but that defense is pretty rough. Yeah, honestly, I think if you traded 97 defense for 62 special attack, that'd be good. This thing would be actually really good if it had that. Maybe not really good, but I think it'd be a lot better. And Grass Pelt's fun. I think not every matchup you'll be able to do this, but I think against Rillaboom users like Mr. Amazing, I actually don't even know if they're scheduled to be against each other. Why don't we check that right now? Let me find out right now. I don't think they are, which is unfortunate because that would be a pretty good matchup for this thing to come out, actually, funnily enough. It doesn't really have anything to hit Rillaboom, to be fair, so I'm just Zero Crafting once again. It's a good team, it really is. Shell Smash on this thing's obviously great. Shell Smash Water Spout, even. That's a really good core there. Do you have a redirection mod? I actually don't think I saw one. No, you don't. I think that is what this team would need to be S tier, I think, is a redirection mod. If you had that, I think I'd be like, okay, this passes the barrier to S. But where it is right now, A tier is fine. A tier is fine. Next, we're going to look at Drops' team, which is good. It's very hard Trick Room, obviously. Cryogonal does not make up the difference, I'll be honest. Palaffin's fine. Electivire is good. I think all of the mons on this team are like solid, except for like Golduck, but whatever. Golduck has done some things to me in the past, so I can't hate on it too much. Was that also Splatty? Are you kidding me? God damn it. If that's true, that's really funny. I'm actually going to look into that right now, because I think Splatty has traumatized me with 2 different mons, so that's fun. We're going to pull this up real quick. I'm not sure if this is a proper use of my time, but we're just going to do it anyways. But yeah, thinking back to it, there is... I don't remember what seasons these were exactly, but it was like season 4-ish, season 3-ish. I was using... what's it called? A lot. You know, it was actually on the same team, I think. I could be wrong here. Actually, that doesn't play. I think this might have been the same team. That sucks. That really was the same match. That's awful. That sucks. That's so sad. I can't believe that happened. Whatever. That is a whole nother story for another day. Golduck's fine. It can do the job at times. I don't think it runs that well in rain. It's fine. It's whatever. This team's good. I'm going to speed through this a little bit. I don't know why you drafted Trevenant. Let other people have Trevenant, please. Like, 8 other people wanted Trevenant. I think you would have been fine without it. Whatever. You could have just drafted, like, Dusknoir or something. Whatever. Once again, I'm taking too long with this, but whatever. We're going to go a solid... I don't like Duraludon that much. It's fine. It's a Dragon Steel type. It can't be that bad. At worst case, it's like, okay. Come on, Eviolite. It's pretty bulky. Okay, you know what? Yeah, it's fine. But man, something feels off with this team. I'm not sure what it is. Am I missing a fire type? Is that what it is? I think we are missing a fire type. Yeah, maybe I'm missing it. No, we are, yeah. Okay. That might be what it is. I think this team is a fire type, which Malamar doesn't count. I'm sorry. Terrafire Malamar does not count as a fire type, but I appreciate the effort. If you could have grabbed Rotom Heat, that would have been ideal, obviously. I think Rotom Heat might even be an A tier. I mean, it also got stolen, but no, it's a B tier, so if you had Rotom Heat, I'd be like, okay, this seems good, but where it is now, we're gonna go A tier. That's fine. It's good. Another A tier here. We have not seen an S tier yet, I don't think. Genuinely, I don't think we've seen an S tier. I suppose we'll see. Is basically where we're at. Like, well, yeah, I feel like there'll be an S tier. There's a lot to go here. But yeah, next team. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. We're taking too long for each guy. Let's 7 here. What do we have here? Jordan's team. This is what I'm talking about. There's a couple mons that I don't really like here, but otherwise I think this is a fantastic team. Tyranitar, very obvious, very good core. Sinistra, in a weird way, actually I think it does synergize really well with Tyranitar. I don't know why exactly I think that so much, but I think it's pretty good, yeah. Does Florges get Trick Room? If Florges gets Trick Room, I think I'm locking in maybe an S on this one. It does not. Okay, that's pretty important. I think if you had a better Trick Room setter than Duosion, I'd be more willing to give this team an S tier. But as it is now, by the way, this doesn't show up. It makes me sad. Can you just put this? Like, what? Whatever. It's probably updated on the newest version or whatever. It's fine. But yeah, I think the biggest issue is Trick Room setter. If you had a better Trick Room setter, I'd be like, okay, all right, this is a good team. Let's go for it. S tier. But where it stands now, maybe you could have a better Tailwind setter. I think Hydreigon's fine. This doesn't get Tailwind? I'm like pretty sure it does. Yeah, okay. I was maybe conflicting with that stupid one. The dark flying type. No, not Darkrai, you Iron Jugulus. I remember what it was. Jolzy. Whoopsie, I just edited on the other screen somehow. Anyways. Iron Jugulus. I was thinking of that thing. Having Tailwind, but still. This thing's fine as a Tailwind setter. I wish it was a little faster. Yeah, for being what your Tailwind setter is, it's a little slow. Like, even like against like Mousehold or something. I think Mousehold does get Taunt, funnily enough, so that would be the killer there. Yeah, just fast Taunt, shut this down. Shuts this down completely. Jesus Christ. Otherwise, I think this team's fine. I believe it's maybe a little bit awkward. No, it's fine. I think it's fine. Once again, I said it already. I think if this team had a Trick Room setter, it'd be really good. Or good Trick Room setter, it'd be very, very good. Even bordering on S tier. I think I would be willing to give it S tier if it had that. But it really is like, it's just missing that like one little thing, that one little push. If it just had that, I'd be like, okay, fine. But no, none of these do. They're all like a little bit wrong. I think it's Liliana, Splatty, Kid Drops, Jordan. Yeah, they're all very good players, by the way. I think everyone here is probably at least good. Obviously the new people I don't know because you're new. I mean, I'm not expecting anything. But yeah, we are moving on to Katie's team. Obviously, there's good things on this team. We all see the Annihilate Mousehold. We all see the Magmortar. They've all seen KD use Meowstic Staraptor to go along with them. I think Gujar Hisui's new. Maybe I'm misremembering. I don't remember that on previous teams, so maybe that's a new one. I don't like Sceptile that much. I think if there was like a Torian setter or something that procced and burden better, maybe I'd like it better, but as it stands now, it's like okay. It's alright. Cinccino's a dudmon, I'll be honest. I don't really think Cinccino does anything. I mean, it has Skill Link. Gets Rock Blast. Does it get Bullet Seed? It should. If it doesn't, it should. It gets Tail Slap. Okay. This isn't the worst thing in the world. It's fine. 95 attack is kind of a weak thing to go off of, though. Honestly, if this thing was 115, I think it'd be broken. It's got a good move pool. It's got Triple Axle. You're losing me here, I'm not gonna lie. I didn't notice it got light screen. That's fun. I guess that does kind of make sense. It gets after you, which is cool. Does Mousehole get? I don't think it does. I think it actively does not get after you. No, it does. Literally, you get. Okay, what is the purpose of this? I don't know. Obviously, 75 attack is worse, but it has Population Bomb, so who cares? Yeah, this is a huge miss. I think if this was something else, this would be great. Do I want to give it S? No, I don't. I'm going to keep being a hater. My A tier is going to be filled by the end of this. All your teams suck. Sorry. Not sorry. What just happened? What just happened? I don't even know. This is anarchy. Did I ruin something? No, I didn't. Alright. Is that good? Are we good? This is the wrong team. Alright. Jesus Christ. I'm losing it here. Don't look at that. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Oh, anyways. A tier. It's fine. It's fine. Like most teams I've looked at so far, it is just barely not good enough. I'm not articulating why as well because I have so many more teams to go to that I just don't feel like it. I don't like this team. First impressions. I'm literally just looking at this right now. I actually don't think I've seen it before now. First impressions are bad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a fan. There's Flareblitz's team here. Obviously Goldango is good, Amoonguss is good. Hakumo, or Como, I mean. These are all good mons. I don't like the Pachirisu being an I don't like the Pachirisu being an overlap in redirectors with Amoonguss. I don't think it really does anything that adds enough to warrant a slot. You know, I'm looking at it more. This seems okay. This seems fine. A little too many dark types, I would say. You have 2 intimidators, 2 intimidate dark types even. 2 intimidate dark types and 2 poison type intimidators as well, along with the Amoonguss, along with the Weavile. I'm not a huge fan of this, I'll be honest. Now I'm looking at it more. There's a lot of good traits. There's a Loomis, there's Goldango. These are obviously good cores to work with, but if I want to just be quick here, we're not going to think about it too much. We're just going to see first impressions. We're going to see how it looks, how I feel about it immediately. It's just okay. Gothorita does stuff, obviously. Porygon is pretty good at stalling to go with Gothorita. Amoonguss as well. I want to like this team so bad, I really do, but it just falls short in so many areas. Man, that's... yeah. I'm gonna go A tier. Am I gonna go B tier? I think, for the sake of leaving room for everyone else, I'm gonna go B tier. I think there's too many A tiers, so you're going B tier. Keep in mind, these probably aren't gonna be that ordered. I guess I could order them, but I don't want to. This video is already going to be long enough as it is. We are at an hour, and we are less than halfway. We're almost there, I guess, to be fair. But we're just going to move on to Weeese here. This seems scary. This actually is my week 1, so I may not talk about it too much. For fear of giving away my strategies going into this, I might not talk about this team too much, but I do like it. This team's not bad. Wait, what? Do 2 people have Tauros? Wait, where was that Tauros? I'm so confused now. Tauros, Pete, Blaze. Okay, that's what the issue was. Okay. Alright. I like this team. I'll be honest, I really do. It's honestly a pain, I'll be real. This team looks like a pain to fight. That's kind of what I was thinking in team building as well. God, I hate Gothitelle. Gothorita too, but mostly Gothitelle. I don't like Thwackey. Honestly, genuinely, I don't like it as a mon in general. If you're gonna do grassy terrain, you kind of have to commit, I feel like, and Thwackey is the most like middle ground option possible. I don't think it's awful. 85 attack, that's something to work with, but I don't think it brings enough to the table. Compared to Rillaboom, I should say. Like, this is all considering that Rillaboom is like the GOAT, and Thwackey is just a vastly inferior version of it. Even just comparing stats-wise, it's really disappointing. 100 HP does make the difference. Obviously, you can run Eviolite, but I don't think it matters. The Rillaboom's just like 100 times better. You'd really never run this thing. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it on this team. I don't like it in general. I'm a Thwackey hater. So looking at it, I think this team is A tier, though. You know what? I might just put it S tier because I want to put someone S tier, I think. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's not bad. It really isn't. Biggest issue is Thwackey. Hydropple's good. Politoed, Basculegion's obviously good core. I don't know why. I know why. Never mind. It's because it's B tier this season, which is good. This thing can run in Trick Room pretty well. This thing runs in Trick Room. Yeah, there's a lot of good Trick Room mons to go with it. With Gothitelle or Rapscour setting Trick Room. You could even run Basket Lead in Trick Room, funnily enough, because it's not that fast. It's not slow, but you know, you can make it work. Like against even like a team right here that has like a pretty fast upper half. Not even that fast. It's just fast enough, I would say. Like 80 speed here with Arbok here is a pretty important benchmark. Even I'm even just looking at the matchup of these two in particular, but no, yeah, this team's good. I'm gonna put it S tier. Probably the best team I've seen so far, but it's like just okay. You could definitely justify this team not being S tier, but I'm just gonna do it and move on. Now we have the Sable Knights. This team sucks. Who drafted this? What? No, I'll be honest, I really like my team. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple mons that I'm like, nah, I kind of wish I didn't draft these. Like Rampartis is just okay. Mightyena is just okay. Some of these synergies could be a little better in some places. The Trick Room mode's like just alright. A little too fast, probably. If I had Belly Bolt, I'd probably say that. I was considering Belly Bolt at one point, but I eventually just went, Toxtricity's got more tech. I'm going to do that. But, you know, I'm not going to talk about this one too much. It's my own gosh darn team. I'm going to throw it in A tier. On my own home. You know what? I'm looking at it. Let's assume this isn't me. Let's assume someone else has this team. This team's way scarier under someone else's team. I'm going to put an S. I really like this team. I really do. I could see the argument for it not being there, but I think it is. The pilot of the team, on the other hand, so-so. They're all right. You know, they can make top 8 sometimes. Whatever. I think this team does the job it needs to. And that is all. We're gonna move on now. This is the last team of Violet Division. It only took me an hour and whatever minutes to finish Stax's team here. I don't need to see that much. I feel like I'm starting like every other one with that, but it's just the case. No, let's be fair. I've been getting a lot of A tiers. This is all overall pretty generous rankings, I would say. I mean, there's some pretty good teams here. I mean, even like the worst teams we're seeing are like at least okay. They're not even that bad. They're not even that bad. But if I really look at this team, I go, Shifter isn't really doing anything that cool. It works with Collateral, I guess. Ursaluna is kind of awkward. Chimecho is not that good of a Trick Room setter. The Trick Room mode's just okay. Sylveon obviously is a decent attacker. Umbreon's kind of sitting there. I don't know what Umbreon does in this team. I'm looking at it. I'm not seeing it. No, yeah, I think Umbreon's the big one there. I'm like, why is this here? Why do you have this? Which Umbreon's C tier, I'm pretty sure. That's not nothing. I'm almost certain there's a better C tier you could have picked. In fact, I'm going to look right now. I know I've done this like a million times already, but I'm going to look right now. Let's see if there's a better C tier I could find immediately. Honestly, genuinely, I think Bombardier would be better here. Not that it's particularly good, but just as an option, really. No, please don't do this because I don't want to face this, but you could throw Colossal on here. And that'd be pretty good, actually. It does overlap a little bit with stuff like Basket Legion and stuff like Chandelier, but... You know, a rock type. I mean, I'm just saying. No, but just looking at it, I think there's a good couple C tiers you could pick here that would be better than Umbreon. I think, genuinely speaking, Umbreon is bringing this team down like a whole tier. I know that seems a little harsh, but I think this team's like just okay overall, and I think Umbreon is the killing blow there. Is this the right team? Yeah, this is Stax. Yeah, okay, just making sure. But genuinely, I think the B or even C tier team, I would even say. No, but Dragapult's really strong. Chandelier is not bad. Collateral obviously does a good job here. Electabuzz, Redirection is fun. Collateral or Ursaluna actually is pretty strong too. Okay, you know what? We'll put it B tier. Don't look at that. We'll put it B. We'll put it B. That's fine. That might be wrong, but it's okay. We are halfway through. Yeah, halfway. Woo! Hour and 4 minutes. Okay, cool. Stop doing that. Jesus Christ. Tab into it. No, not that one. I'm sorry. I'm losing it right now. I don't think we have the next team loaded, so I'm going to plug that in real quick and we'll be right back. Yeah, let's look at the rankings right now. Let's see how it's looking. I think most of this is correct. I think I'm not going to order the tiers. I don't want to. I think S tier, I think Weese's team is better than mine. Yeah, I think it is. That's fine. But yeah, we're going to plug these in real quick. It's not going to hopefully not going to take too long, but yeah. Anyways. Hello, hi, we are back. That took like way too long to get that set up, but here we are with the next set of teams. That's not at all what I meant to do, Jesus Christ. And we are starting with BHanny. If I pronounced anyone's name wrong, I'm sorry. Especially on this one, there's a lot of newer people that haven't actually played with or like heard anyone say their names, so I'm probably going to be wrong with a bunch of these people. But their team, the New England Pidgeots, wholly based. New England, whoa, that's crazy. Anyways, this first team's pretty good already, I'm not gonna lie. I think it could be better, but I think it works with what it has. It has Klefki, it has Archeldon, Barraskewda, Rain. Just kind of weird, but it does work. We have Reuniclus for Trick Room, although the Trick Room mode's like just okay with this one. Another team with Electros Trick Room, which fair enough. It seems like an okay combo. I just don't know how much I'd rely on Electros, Trevenant, Reuniclus for Trick Room, but I guess you could probably make it work. I don't think it's bad, I just, yeah, it's fine. I'm thinking about it, I might have to make more room for A tier. But I think this one in particular might just go in C even. Keep in mind, I don't think it seems bad. I just think I gotta put something in C, you know? You know, actually, because I'm thinking that, I think I have to put it in B. Why is this so wide? I don't remember it being that wide before. Whatever. We're gonna put it in B, and also might make it a little less wide, to be honest. Real quick, I'm just gonna... Sorry! I know it looks a lot uglier now, but it is for the best. I just want it to fit on here. I don't know. Whatever. We can fit like one more, maybe. This one too. This one's wide too. I just realized. Whatever. I'm not gonna fix it right now. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'm taking too much time already. It doesn't matter. That's the kind of irrelevant stuff that we just don't need to worry about right now. Next up. Sorry. Next up we have Tetris's team. I actually like this team a lot. You know what? I was typing it in and I just, every time I added them on, I was like, ooh, that's good. That's a good one. Ooh, you got that? What? Hello? And then there's also like Midnight. Maybe if I'm Lycanroc, they're kind of filler. It really feels like you could probably find something better here. I guess it's Fake Out. I feel like you could probably find something better in C tier even. Maybe I'm wrong there. Especially, yeah, keep in mind, I wasn't in this drafting period, so I don't really know what got grabbed and what didn't. And just looking at it, I feel like there's a couple better alternatives. Maybe not a Fake Outer, but I think you could maybe go for something else. Maybe even like Hitmonlee, but I guess that overlaps with my most one. Whatever. Just make sure there's nothing else obvious that's like such an obvious pick for a Fake Outer that you'd do instead of this, but no, I guess I see why you went for this overall. Just maybe I wouldn't have gone for Flareblitz. I don't think it synergizes well enough with what you have here, but whatever. It really is preference at that point, I think. You could definitely make an argument that Impalm's like fine. You could use it, but I'm not seeing anything like you could do with Beat Up or anything. There isn't like a justified monitor I'm missing or something. No, not really. Yeah, whatever. Just doesn't have much of a role outside of being a Fake Outer and a Beat Up mon. At least as long as I'm remembering correctly. Trying to remember any other niches it might have. It has like Double Hit, which is fun. Not particularly good, but it is fun. Really wish this thing got Tail Slap. I don't know why they don't know if it had it originally at some point. I think it might have and they got rid of it, but I can't remember for the life of me. Yeah, it doesn't get Rock Blast, doesn't get Heal Slap. It's kind of insulting, I'll be honest. Like, you give it Seed Bomb, but you don't give it Bullet Seed? Like, come on, what's the difference there, really? It does have Upper Hand, that's true. You know, that is definitely something to be of note. I think it's probably the weakest mod on the team, though. Lycanroc at least has a niche. Yeah, it's a Rock-type attacker. It does its job. Maybe a little on the frailer side than it needs to be, considering how slow it is, but whatever. You got Murkrow, you got Goldango. You know, like this team, it has a lot going for it. So I think I am willing to put this in S. Also has Prim. I like Prim. I don't know if you noticed. I drafted Prim as well. Now you got Magmortar Redirection, you have Muck, which is a good low tier. I like Muck a lot. Grumpig is also a really good low tier. You know what, I was looking at it before. I think when I drafted Grumpig, I actually drafted the exact same Terra types as Tetris did, which is funny. I guess they're a little obvious when you look at it. Fire, or Psychic Ghost Fairy are all pretty common types, especially on the special side. And this thing has Dazzling Gleam, it has Shadow Ball, like it doesn't even need Terra Blast really, so. Point being made, this is a good team. I'm going to put it S tier, I think. This is good. This is a good team. You cooked with this one. I think in the past I have looked at Tetris' teams and been like, yeah, they're okay. I don't know. I probably wouldn't run this ever. But I could see myself running this team. I think it's a good team. Anyways, next we have Electric. I don't think I gotta look at this one. Okay, this one actually is really good. This one's really good. I might put this in S tier as well, actually. This is a really good team. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. When I think of using Weezing, this is the kind of team I'm thinking of. You have stuff like Toadscroll, obviously, that synergizes well with it. There's stuff like Blastoise and Goodra that don't really need their abilities to work, but they obviously don't mind. Meganium as well. Obviously, it's a lower tier mon, but Meganium doesn't need its ability to function. You do miss out on Friend Guard with Mouse Hold with Weezing, but it's not the worst in the world. You don't really... I don't think you'd really have both these things out on the field at the same time, so I think it's fine without it. I think the biggest miss is with Comfy, but once again, Comfy synergizes well with other stuff in the team anyways, so you don't even need to worry about that. Morgrim's cool. I think Morgrim's a bit of probably the biggest weakness on this team, but it's not even bad. It's Morgrim. It does its thing. It clicks Fake Out. It sets up screens. Whoops, that's why. Morgrim. It gets Two-Wave. It gets Reflect. It gets Light Screen. Well, yeah. It's Fake Out. Like it gets like almost exactly the same move pool as the obviously evolved form. It gets Misty Terrain to set up Unburden on what's called Holocha. That thing's great. I think I remember seeing. What was it? Right, Blastoise is the C tier on this team for the Terra Captains. Personally, if I had to pick from this team, I would probably go for Holocha as a C tier, but it's not like, it's fine. You can definitely make Blastoise work. I don't think I like Terra Dragon that much on it, but I think that comes down to preference. You do have Mousehold Blastoise, so that's amazing just on its own. Mousehold Goodra, like Skeledirge Mousehold, like this team's strong. This is a strong team. I think the biggest miss is Skeledirge being disabled by Weezing, but that only matters in certain matchups. Like, Unaware isn't as important as it needs to be, so I think that's fine. I think this is another S tier. I genuinely do. This is a good team as well. Interesting profile, or interesting team icon, by the way. Yeah, just looking at this is strong. I think the biggest weakness is the Trick Room mode, but once again, you don't even really need Trick Room if you really want to. You have Mousehold. You have Tailwind Setters. It's pretty bulky. Like, this team is bulky enough to run without Trick Room, I think. Sorry, not without Trick Room. Without Tailwind. I don't think you necessarily need it. And you also have Tailwind already with Comfy. It's just not Pranksly boosted or anything. So yeah, I think you can make this team work without Tailwind. This is kind of what I want to see if you are going to not run a proper Tailwind setter. Like, you want mons like Hawlucha. You want Shelf Smash Blastoise, which is cool. You want Toadscroll, which is already like decently fast. Mousehold's fast. Like, this is a good team. I like this a lot, actually. I really do. Why do I keep doing that? This is killing me. This is S tier. I'm doing it. Funnily enough, like right in a row. S tier, S tier. Boom, boom. You know, I think that was also with these as well. Weeese, to me, it was also S tier, S tier. maybe I'm just more willing to give S tiers in a row. Why do I keep doing that? I'm gonna cry. This is messed up, man. Anyways. Took too long on that one. Let's just move on for now. It's already... Jesus, okay. This team's also really good. I might even give this S tier as well. When I saw this, you know, actually, I don't think I can give this S tier, but I think has a lot of good things. You know, when I saw this first, the first thing I think is early gen Sword and Shield. There was a lot of Tyranitar, a lot of Excadrill, there was a lot of Gyarados, mostly because of Dynamax, but still. These things are obviously very good. That's what it reminds me of, at least, I should say. The Shuriken mode's okay. You have Greedent, you have Slowbro. Like, there's a decent amount of slow mods in this team, so you could probably get away with it against like faster teams overall. But it's okay. It's fine. This is a A tier team, I think. I think I can just skip past the shenanigans here. This is an A tier team. Goodra too. I think Goodra was also on these Excadrill Gyarados Tyranitar teams. Or at the very least, like, associated. It's just a good core. It really is. It's a really good core with Sinistcha too. It really comes together pretty easily. I should mention this team is Migoopy. If I once again if I pronounce anyone's names wrong, I'm sorry. I just don't know how else to do it. No team name, that's fine. But actually, I like this team too. I don't think it breaches over to S tier, but it's definitely not bad. For the sake of time, I am gonna drop it there. I think that's like more than enough. All right, solid A tier. Solid A tier. Please move. There we go. All right, next. We have Trikster. This team's good too, I think, if I remember correctly. Maybe I'm misremembering, but... Okay, yeah, this team's correct. I would not want to fight this team. Luckily, I probably won't have to worry about it until playoffs. If I make playoffs, that's an assumption. I don't necessarily think I'll make playoffs, especially in the pod I'm in. But anyways... this team's strong. I really do think it's pretty good. I think there's a couple dud mons, like Cacturne's just okay, but you can do fun stuff with like Surf. Nah, it's not that good. It's fine. Go Cacturne's kind of a weird, like, why run both, I would say. Just pick one I would go with, but yeah, Bruxish too. Once again, there's a bit of overlap on this team. I think it is strong enough though to make the distance. Politoed Basculation obviously great with Overquill and Kilowattrel as well. Like this is really good. But I'm not feeling the Bruxish. I'm really not. Toucannon, this is like a bunch of mons here that I'm like, nah, I would just use like better mons than these. At the very least, they don't fit that well. At the worst, they're just actively bad and are limiting you, which I think Toucannon is doing. To be fair, let me look at its stats. Let me just make sure I'm not... no, this thing sucks. Okay, yeah, I want to be a little bit nicer, but it really does. This thing is not good. I think if there was some move that got boosted by Sheer Force that you'd actually want to use, I'd be like, okay, fine, you could probably get away with this. You can't really do Shigai Attack. Like, no. Because you want to Life Orb with Sheer Force to get the boost properly, but you don't really have anything to run with that. Its special attack isn't nearly high enough for Boom Burst stuff. I mean, I'm sure it'd be fine, but the point is, it's just okay. It really is just alright. So I think the lower tier mon's gotta bring this team down a bit, but otherwise, like, Colossal. Garchomp, this can get Surf, by the way, don't sleep on that. I think this thing gets Aqua Jet, to be fair. Bruxish gets Aqua Jet, so does Overquill and Basculation. Politoed might? I don't think it does. Actually, now that I say it, not that you'd really want to use it like that in the first place, but it does not get Aqua Jet. I'd love to see a Perish Trap mode in this team. Is there really anything to run with that? Well, I'm thinking about it. I don't remember seeing any Gothitelle go. Or I might be misremembering, so I take that with a grain of salt. I think maybe they did go. Gothitelle is gone. That's fine. Fair enough. Gothorita go too. Is this the right tier? Yeah, this is the right one. Just want to make sure. Gothorita did not go. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying. Could maybe make something work there. I'd love to see a Perish Trap mode. Maybe a couple more bulky mons. Like Go-Goat can maybe make the difference. Primeape's so frail. Cacturne's so frail. Bruxish is not very bulky. I don't think it's as abysmally frail. No, it's pretty bad, actually. I didn't realize how bad this was. Jesus, okay, this is even worse than I thought it was. Yeah, I want to believe in this thing, but it really does just fall short stats-wise, mostly. Speed tier wise, it's okay. 92 speed's alright. Just a little faster. Kilowatt roll obviously is great with tailwind support. This team, it does a lot. It has a lot of good things, but also a lot of bad things as well. I'm not gonna lie. I think I might even drop it to B tier now. I'm looking at it more. To be fair, I think it might just be because I know there's a bunch of good teams coming up. Genuinely, I could probably put all these teams in A tier and be like, yeah, it's like close enough, probably. So I think we're gonna drop this down to B. Now keep in mind, I'm not like trying to hate on it too hard. I do think it's still a good team, but we're running out of room. So we gotta make some condolences or some. That's not the right word. You get what I'm saying. I gotta let things go. You're going in B. Sorry, Trikster. Next team. Let's see. We have. Oh, where are we at? Skelebungus. Great name. Pelipper's Pookies. I don't like that as much. I like your actual name way better than your team name. But anyways. Very good rain team. I think genuinely this is a better rain team than the top one. I think all the good Rainmons got taken already. I can kind of get that feeling from this. I'd maybe drop the Rotom Wash, maybe go for Basculegion Female. I don't know if it's available or not, but it's just an idea. You don't have to listen to me. I'm just yapping. Basculegion Female is available. That's all I'm gonna say. Anyways, I think Golduck is mid. I don't like Golduck at all. I really don't. Is it 95 special attack or just 80? No, it's 95. All right, fair enough. It is 95 special attack. It could be worse. But I'm not impressed. I'm really not. Biases aside, I don't think Golduck's very good. Ditto is scary. Ow, I just cracked my neck. Like, oh my goodness. Ow, sorry. Jesus. Alright, Ice Cube sucks. I'm just gonna cut it straight. Ice Cube is really bad. That thing is embarrassing almost. I don't care if you have Terror on it or you don't even. So yeah, you don't believe in this thing either. I don't like Cottonee that much. It's not awful. If it gets Encore, you can maybe do something with it, but it does get Encore. Okay, that's annoying. Fair enough. Alright, okay. It has Taunt. It doesn't get Tailwind. I know it doesn't. It gets Worry Seed, which is fun. Are there any mons that would benefit from Worry Seed? Not really. It's not necessarily a negative. It's just maybe it could work a little better. Crawdont, once again, that's another mon that keeps showing up on these rain teams. Shortcut mode, not impressive. Do you even have a setter? I think Bruxish gets it. Like, technically, I think Bruxish gets speed control of it. That's not good. I'll be honest. You need a Shurikram setter if you're going to run with these slower mons here. Whoops, I'm looking at the wrong team entirely. That's my bad. This doesn't have Shurikram setter unless Cottonee gets it. That's my bad. I'm literally just looking at the wrong team, but it's even worse than I remember. No Shurikram at all. Just 0 Shurikram mons, even though you have a bunch of slower mons here. You have the Rhydon, you have the Ice Cube, you have the Crawdont here. No Shurikram. This team, what is this? It almost looks like you thought Cottonee had Tailwind, and it does not. You can make it work still. You have Tail, or you have Swift Swim on Ludicolo, you have Swift Swim on Golduck. To be fair, I think Golduck gets Icy Wind, so you could probably use that. At least that's some kind of, like, tertiary speed control, but that's still not great, I'll be honest. Obviously, this thing gets Tailwind, but I'm not super impressed with this team. I'm almost gonna... I like a lot of the mons on this team, but I don't think they synergize that well. Even though there is, like, synergies, obviously, like Rain plus Swift Swim obviously works. Rain plus Rotom obviously works pretty well. Water moves plus 100% accurate Thunder is pretty good. Lucario, not weak to fire, but it would probably still die anyway. Because it's just so damn frail. It's not that frail, let's be honest here. It's 70-70-70, which is not great, but at least it has something going there. Like, you could run it kind of bulky. I could see that. Like, maybe like AV even, it wouldn't be good, but you could. Rhydon doesn't really synergize with Rain that well. Ditto is like kind of a filler mon almost. It doesn't do enough to bring the team back up. I would almost put this team C tier, I think. That's the next C tier, I think. You could maybe make an argument for B or even go as far as A. I could imagine it, but I'm being completely honest here, you lost me a little. Initially I had faith writing it down, but I think this is a C tier when it comes down to it. And once again, I've said it already, prove me wrong. I love to see these teams that I'm crapping on absolutely crush. That'd be cool. But we're going to move on here. I talked about that one a little too long, I think. It's not important. It's fine. I'm fine time-wise. It's okay. But yeah, next team we got here. Right. We have, I believe that's Keegachu. Could be wrong there. Let me check. I gotta make sure before I just make that claim. That is Keegachu. Okay, yeah. This seems pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. Annihilate plus Clefairy plus Excalibur, these are all really good mons. Whimsicott synergizes amazingly with a lot of these. It has beat up, which is cool. I think I'd have to check. I don't think this gets beat up. It does not. I think I'm having just like a phantom memory of having Clefairy with like beat up or something, but anyways. If Thwacky, if Thwacky gets beat up, that is the one win I will give it, but of course it doesn't, it sucks. Thwacky is awful. I'm a Thwacky hater. Get rid of this thing immediately. You have a better grass type. Even a better support grass type. Like, this thing is not offensive enough to actually work. I think you could find something better, is what I'm trying to say. But anyways, let's look at the positives here instead of all this hating from Thwacky. Otherwise, this team's really good. I think Thwacky's the big lingering thread here. I look at this and I was like, it doesn't really work that well. Chimecho is in Prison Trick Room. Typhlosion works well in Tailwind, obviously. Feraligator's fine in Tailwind. Works well with Redirection as well. Excalibur, Feraligator, and they all work well with Redirection. This is great. I actually really like this team. I would even put this S. Do I want to put it S? Am I willing to put this team S? I don't know if I am or not. Let me take a little peek ahead. Let's see if there's anything that I'm like, oh my god, this is so much better. I like that team a lot. I like that team. Well, that team's really good. Crap. Okay, I'm gonna put it S. I'm gonna put it in S. I think it's pretty good. If you disagree, I understand. But yeah, no, I think that's fair enough. No, not that one. That one. I think there's some flaws with it. It's not a perfect team, but maybe use a little more bulk. But once again, Magnezone bulky and now it's bulky. Altaria can be bulky when it needs to. Arbok provides nice intimidate support. It's not amazing, but it works. What are the terrors on this? I should note. Arbok, Chimecho, Typhlosion. That'll make sense, yeah. Ghost type Typhlosion's fun. I don't know where else you can get that, but you know. Definitely couldn't just run like Typhlosion. It's silly, but whatever. A little bit of overlap there with Zoroark, Sui here. But once again, no, Excalibur's great, with Clefairy support especially. And I know Whimsicott's really strong together. You could even just protect Tailwind and then beat up and then kill something. That's like literally the turn order right there. Yeah, this team's good. I'm fine with my pick of S tier. I think that's pretty great. Now this team is weird. This is GabMott. They just went to day 2 at a regional, I think. I'd have to check which one it was. I'm not sure I remember. Day 2 of what? I want to know. I want to... it's fine. It's taking too long. But they got day 2 at a regional. I'm not sure where it is. So maybe it's even more impressive than I'm saying. But anyways. But don't tell me Trikster adds a logo right now. That'd be a little embarrassing, actually. Let me finish this before they add one so I can feel okay with it. I'm just looking at the dock right now and they're hovering over their logo spot and they're maybe doing something. Anyways, GabMott's team here, the Beaverton Barbarels. I like it a lot, actually. I like this team a good bit. Obvious cores, Blood Moon, Ursaluna, plus Dusclops. This is a very good core. Don't see it together very often, actually, funnily enough. Even though it is pretty strong, I think. Driftbloom and Indeedee does pretty well. Stops priority, plus has speed, so that's pretty nice. Toxicity loves Tailwind. Maybe it isn't amazing or anything you have to switch in, but I think the biggest issue is the overlap of Elimice and Driftbloom, but that's not even that bad. It's like fine. Especially because their typings are totally different. Like you can run these on totally different teams, theoretically. Yeah, I think this is okay. Because you wouldn't want to run Elimice with Indeedee, really. Because if you want to like Encore or 2-wave somebody, it would be kind of awkward there. But anyways, there's a bunch of other synergies too. You have Delphox Indeedee. Toxapex is mid, as usual. Lurantis is kind of cool. I think I remember there being something for it. I remember thinking of something else, I think. No, yeah, I'm thinking of a different team, actually. I'll get into that when I get to it, but Lurantis is kind of not really doing anything special here. It's a slower Mon, to be fair. We already have a slow Mon, slow grass Mon, and Fungus, although it's not really that. Yeah, it's whatever. This is fine. You can make this work pretty well, I think. This is a pretty solid A tier, I think. He's a little... is this S tier? This might be S tier too. Crap. I think if Toxapex really is bringing this team down, I think if you had something better than Toxapex, I'd be more willing to give it to you. But as it is now, this is an A tier team. It looks very fun, I'll say it. I think it's an A tier team that I think is probably my favorite I've looked at so far, even I would go as far as to say. Other than like my own, but whatever, I'm a little biased there. I would love to run this team, but I do think it's just A tier. Once again, biggest issue, Toxapex. A little bit of overlap with Fungus, Lurantis, but it's different enough, that's fine. I think Malamar is not really doing as much as I'd like. Double Contrary kind of has some issues here and there. Like, yeah, if you're expecting Double Contrary, I feel like you bring Haze more likely, and then they just kind of cannibalize on each other's existence. I think you could probably drop one of these. Probably Lurantis. But once again, this is another Psychic type, so maybe you want to drop that instead. I don't know. It's fine. You could probably keep both and do fine with it, but anyways. We are going to move on, finally. Next team we have is Seph. Very iconic logo there. This team's pretty good. I like this team. No, wait, what? Really? That's not no images for any of these. Is this like loading problems or something? I think it probably is then, because I think it was loading before. Yeah. So let me try this again here. I swear there were images for these, but I guess not anymore. It doesn't matter that much. It's, you get the idea. Could have sworn though. I feel like I'm losing it now. Yeah, they're all here. Wait, this is the wrong team. No, this is the right one. Is it? I can't tell because I can't freaking say anything. Oh, they're there. They took forever to load in. That was weird. But anyways, it's a good team. I like it a lot, actually. There's a lot of good synergies. Armorage maybe could have some better support. Maybe Psychic Terrain proper. You can do Meowstic stuff with Prankster Psychic Terrain, I think. Let's check that one, to be fair. Does it get Psychic? It should, yeah. It gets Psychic Terrain, so you could probably do that if you wanted to. It's okay. I think Armorage is maybe a little overpriced, I would say. Weak Armor is only with physical moves, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, it is physical. Okay, that's what it was. I think if you could get away with weakness policy on this thing, I would be more willing to do that. But since you can't, I think it's kind of a miss. I think you could probably find something better than that. Let's look at the A tiers real quick. No, there's nothing. Okay. You could run like Volk even, but that's similar to another team we had there. There's a little bit of an overlap too much. Actually, you could like drop Vivil and put Volcarona here and then put something else here. Which just is like a free space all of a sudden. I'm overthinking it probably a bit. Logant plus Ninetales is good. I kind of wish that was Torkoal instead, but obviously you can't always get what you want. I'm assuming Torkoal got sniped. I mean, sniped is a little bit over exaggeration. It seems it did get picked. Yeah, because Ninetales was drafted way later, so I'm assuming not really. Anyways, Dragapult Ursaluna is great. That's a good core there. I wish it was a better Trick Room setter, maybe. I think that's maybe what the issue is with this team. I don't really like the Trick Room mode. Like, it's not too bad, but I kind of wish it was a little better. Like Ursulina, Armor Ampharos, those are great. Those are really good Trick Room ones. And then you look at the other ones and it's like, Armorage can work, I guess. Mischievous can kind of work. That's kind of it. But there's well-baked body stuff with Zaxbone, actually, now I'm looking at it. So that's fun, at least. I'll put this A tier, I guess. That's, yeah, that seems fair. And there's no space left. All right, we're gonna extend this a little bit. That's a little awkward, I'm not gonna lie, but we can work with this. Stop, please. My mouse is struggling so much right now. I think I just need a new mouse, but I'm not in the mood, really. We are going to extend this out to this. Sure. Why not? That'll do. Yep, there we go. And we are then going to do this. And that's good enough. It's a little ugly, but it's fine. Oh man, I'm such a perfectionist. I'm going to do this now, even though I literally have no reason to. Yeah, no, there's just no point. I can just do this whenever. I even moved it wrong like this, so it's not even totally correct. No, that's right, actually. I'm just being a fool. Sorry about this. I kind of just feel the need to. Could maybe even just teleport it down a couple spaces it needs to be. Is that working? It is working, okay. Alright. Just like one more, I think. 2 more, never mind. Sorry. Oh man, I'm just a professional at wasting time. I'm really good at this. This is my secret skill, is wasting as much time as possible doing things that don't actually matter. Alright, the tiers are much bigger now. We've expanded that. Did we get through Sephs? We did, yeah. We decided, what did we do? Don't like that. How did we end up here? How is that even possible? I have no idea. Anyways, moving on. This is A tier. This is an A tier team. I think it's really good. I'm sure there's ways you can improve it. I think I even commented on a few as we were doing it, but for now, I think it's fine. It may work. I wouldn't be hurting if I had this team. You feel me? Like, it would work. It does the job. I think there's improvements you can make, though. Anyways, next team, finally. It took forever. We're almost at the 2-hour mark. I almost want to finish it before then, but we're not gonna, so I'm just gonna keep going. This video is not actually gonna be 2 hours long. I think I added like 20 minutes in there for random stuff. But yeah, Mr. Dr. Professor Penguin. I like the name, obviously. A great name. But too slow for you. Try Trick Room. With the Talonflame also, for some reason. Why is there a Talonflame on this team? What is that doing here? Look, it's not awful. You can make it work, I think. But I think that really does hamper it down a bit. That's a whole A tier. You spent an A tier on that. You sure there's nothing better you could use? Like a Zoomerel? And then drop Araquanid, and then... Araquanid? Aranquid? I actually said it right that time. That's crazy. I almost never do. You could drop Araquanid, you could grab other stuff. I don't know. I'm just... I look at this and I'm a little disappointed, I think. I think it's a little too heavy on the Trick Room. It's a little ironic, I know, me saying that. I've ran, like, maximum speed teams in the past. I've run teams that literally only had speeds over 100. I think my lowest speed was Urshifu, which is, like, ridiculous. Even, you know what? I'm going to try to pull it up, see if we can find it real quick. I have a lot of teams with Urshifu, to be fair, so it might take a second. I actually have way too many teams with Urshifu, so it's going to take a while, and I'm looking at it. Oh, it's 56. Jesus Christ. All right. Surely, though, I put it somewhere. The full team. I did not. I must have lost that in one of the team losses. Well, okay. That was the whole thing. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Once again, just trying to waste as much time as possible. The point of all this was, I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't really like the Trick Room mode that much. Yeah. It can work, though. I think this is a B tier team. I think it's fine. Like, so, there's some good things on this team. Talonflame isn't a bad mon, even though it isn't really fit the team that well. Man, yeah, seriously, the Talonflame is a killer. I'd love to see Psychic Terrain or something on this team. To be fair, you don't need it that much because you're not trying to block priority, really. Like, you're just trying to ignore priority. I guess you kind of do need priority blocking then if you're running Trick Room. The point is, I'd love to see Psychotrain, and I don't think there's any way you can really do that. So I think that is the big folly of this team, is there's just no way to actually get away with everything you might want for this team, so I'm going to take some points off there, I think. This is B tier, I think. I think you can make it work, though. I think it's okay. Genuinely, I don't think there's really that many bad teams on this league. I think everyone did pretty well, to be honest with you, so I kind of probably didn't even need to include DNF. I suppose we still have some people left, so maybe not assume that too quickly, but I'm gonna... Yeah, I will make the assumption. I'm gonna assume that there aren't that many bad teams left over. I don't think there are either. If I'm remembering correctly, I don't think they're that bad. I think there's actually some pretty good stuff left even, so... oh my god, I just remembered what team we're doing next, and it is broken. It's crazy, I think, if I remember seeing it. This team's pretty good, yeah. Sneasel Rillaboom, just in and of itself, kind of just tells its own story right there. Like, that's broken. I'd love to get Sneasel Rillaboom last season. That would have been awesome. I don't think I have a chance, but the point is, this is a good team. I like it. Bellybit's cool. I don't... you could probably drop Bellybit for just another electric type. Probably a faster one. Samurot's a little disappointing. Yeah. I think the lowest you can give seems like a B, because you have Sneasel Rillaboom and then also like Hydreigon and stuff in the back. This team's good, let's be honest here. There's no way it's getting less than a B, I think. Spothra is like just okay. Thermot's just okay. This core is like kind of mid. Sandslash is mid, I'll be honest. It's pretty bad. Even with Terra, I don't like these Terra choices, by the way. Dark type Terra is kind of crazy on this thing. I don't like that at all. I think you should, I think that's the first thing. If you're gonna like change anything about this team, drop that. That is not good. I don't care if it is knockoff or whatever. That is not the call. I'm almost certain there's a better type you could go for here. I don't know what that is, but you know, you can figure that out. This thing is 4 times weak to like 3. No, just 2. My bad. Just fighting fire, but that's like more than enough. Seriously though, I think that's pretty rough. I really do think you should run like Ghost or something, because what is Dark type Terra doing that Ghost doesn't do like better, other than give stab knockoff, which is cool, I guess. It's nice, but I'm not impressed, I'll be real. No, but seriously, fighting weaknesses seems really bad. I wouldn't be okay with that person. I would do something about that immediately. What else does this team even really have? Not too much. I'm not thinking of many dance moves these Mon have. Swords Dance on Rillaboom doesn't really go well with Orcorio. Sneasler I don't think has very many dance moves. I could check though. I think it at least has Swords Dance. It is Rand Dance. That doesn't really do anything. Vice Chorus, Swords Dance, I know, it doesn't matter. Quiver Dance on Masquerade, that's cool. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's fair. I think I'm going to stick with B tier. Yeah, I think the rest of this team's really letting down the Sneasel Rillaboom, but once again, it's Sneasel Rillaboom. You can only mess up so bad after that. This is B tier, I think, yeah. Another B tier. Oh my god, I'm running out of space again, you kidding me? That was so fast, I hit like 2 people in, I'm already running out of space again. Alright, whatever. We're moving on. Next person is Scubar. Jealous and Jams. I didn't say the... I'm not going to say the team name every time. I keep forgetting. We're down to the last 5, I think, is what it's looking like here. But this team's good. I like this team. It's a little awkward at times. I think I really don't like the Honchkrow being the Terra Captain instead of Jolteon. Maybe I'm a little biased because I think Jolteon Terra Captain's broken, but I'm not liking the Honchkrow Terra. I really don't. It's just frail, man. It really is. Like, Honchkrow is just such a frail mon. I feel like if you're going to use it, you can't be relying on Terra to, like, live more than 1 hit easily. Like, 52-52, 100, or 100-52 is technically what it is. Not good enough, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, like, Terra Dark is okay with Sucker Punch. You can make it work. It's just why would you want to make it work? It's the thing. Like, unless you're really invested in Honchkrow, which if you are, that's awesome, but I just don't think it matches up that well with your team. I think without Terra, it'd be much better of a fit, but even then, it's not awful. It's just kind of whatever. Now, what I'm looking at this team, first thing I notice, double fighting type with inner focus, like support-ish mons. Obviously, Riolu is a lot more support than Manchao, but it is definitely something worth noting. I don't know, you wouldn't really ever bring these to the same match, but I think is worth considering with your draft matches, or with your draft team. Would I bring every mon here to the same match? And if you're running 2 mons that you like would like never ever run together, I feel like maybe it should be something else. I feel like you could probably work that in. This is not a hard rule. I'm sure there's exceptions, but I look at this team up here, I'm not like, I wouldn't be mad with any of these mons together, you know? There's nothing like Manchao Riolu that's like, man, why are these here together? That makes me like to see more almost. So I almost put it A tier, but no, I'm not gonna. But it's not just type overlaps is the thing. It really is just like a role compression thing. Like Riolu wants Focus Sash pretty bad. So does Manchao. Like it kind of, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about these two together, especially. But otherwise, I think the team's pretty solid. Scissor's good, obviously. Dragonite, Clefable. Good mons. Good mons here and there. I think maybe Trick Room mode could be better. It's not awful. It's just maybe it could be a little slower. And offensively as well, it's like kind of weak. Avlog's cool. Avlog's neat. I like Avlog. Yeah, just looking at it like that, it's fine pretty much, but could be a little better. I'm not a fan of Sceptile Terra as well. I don't like those Terra choices. Terra Rock is kind of awkward. I'm sure there's the reason, like, yeah, flying, sure, but I'm just not, I don't know. Doesn't resonate with me. You could probably just run, like, Steel if you really wanted, like, a defensive Terra for Sceptile. You know, that's another thing, too. Sceptile doesn't really have anything enabling it. Yeah, you can run, like, White Herb, like, Leaf Storm, I guess. That's kind of the only thing I can see. I don't even know what else you'd run with this. Yeah, I need more synergy here if I want to, like, put this higher. I think this might even be C tier. I think a lot of these mons stand out individually, but when you really try to like dig a little deeper, they don't synergize that well together. Like your Trick Room mode's kind of weak, kind of too fast, I would say. Chandelore's too, yeah. Chandelore's a little too fast, I would say. Dragonite, if Dragonite's too fast, Chandelore's too fast, I think, for Trick Room. The speed tiers aren't awful. Like you could definitely work with this, but I don't think I love this. I don't know what you'd replace Honchkrow with, but I don't like it. Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing here. So I think I'm going to go with C tier for this one. Now this can be corrected. Genuinely, it's not even that bad. It's just like, compared to like the like all-star teams we have up here, it's just okay. I've seen worse. I've seen way worse. So I think this is probably the worst one, but it's like, it's not that bad. You could make it work. But anyways, Jude, Elético de Morpeko. I don't know how to speak Spanish. I think I was doing okay, and then I butchered it right at the end. Obviously, Morpeko isn't Morpeko. I think it's Morpeko because it's like supposed to be like eating, like it's hungry. So it's peckish, I think is the pun there. Anyways. I'm overthinking this. League 8. We are here. This team's fun. I really like this team. This team's a lot of fun. I actually really like this team. There's a lot of good stuff here. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to check. I know for a fact that 0 to Hero does not get disabled by wheezing. I'd have to see. Can't find it. Stats change? No. What am I thinking of? What is this thing's ability? Wait, I think it's look right here. Hunger Switch. Right. Hunger Switch seems to get disabled, which is kind of disappointing. I thought it, that actually is really disappointing. I'm not gonna lie. That's like kind of, that sucks. That really bogs it down a lot, actually. I really thought this was like a good synergy here, but no, I guess not. Once again, it's just a Morpeko. It's not like the end of the world. It's just, yeah. The biggest one, obviously, 0 to Hero, synergizing well. It does do pretty good. So, yeah. I like a lot about this team, actually, looking at it. Espeon's probably the weakest link here in terms of, like, synergizing with the rest of it. Doesn't really work in Trick Room that well. It's okay with Joe and support, but it's not really that strong. It kind of really needs Psychic Terrain, I think, to work well. Which I have this team right here has Psychic Terrain instead. Anyways, other than the Espeon, I'm kind of the Morpeko, but not really. It's fine. It works. It works typing wise. The team's pretty solid typing wise. I don't even think it's a single overlap looking at it. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be. Cool. That's always neat to see. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Espeon overall. Yeah. Anyways, Trigger mode could be a little better, but it's still good. I actually think it's fine. It works. Porygon's obviously good. Golurk we've seen in the past do stuff. Avalug's cool. Get it? I didn't even mean that. That sucks. I'm surprised not to see the Fighting Terra. I guess that's just me. I think I would always go with Fighting Terra on Avalug because of Body Press Stab, but you don't need that. Like, it's not a necessity. It's just more fun, I think. It's probably worse overall than like Fairy and Water, but I do think that's pretty fun, yeah. Noivern and Terra Normal, that's fun. I like that. I like that. That's a good one. Golurk synergizes well with that. Is there anything else that works like that? Like Terra Stellar and Morpeko's weird. I don't like that much, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna be a hater here. I don't like Morpeko's Terra types that much. Stellar and Ghosts, those are okay. Like Ghost is fine. I wish Morpeko had something else going for it, but I will admit that I'm probably focusing on Morpeko too much. It's really not that important. Oh, it does get Fake Out though. I actually didn't know that. So you know what? That actually is okay. Quash is cool, especially with Aura Wheel. That's pretty neat actually. I kind of like that. We could also run Thunder Wave at that point. It gets Nasty Plot, which isn't really necessary because it's a physical attacker, but look, it could be worse. Okay, I am definitely playing devil's advocate a bit here. It does get Snarl, which is fun. Gets a lot of good physical moves now. I'm looking at it. It gets Seed Bomb. Stormy Tantrum is fun. Worst case, Super Fang. You know, this probably isn't good, but I'd love to see the Terra Grass, like Bullet Seed stuff. That'd be fun. You probably shouldn't, but that could be fun. Well, I wish there was an electric type multi-hit move like that. That would work well. That would work great. Electric types need it too, like literally. That would be so good. Whatever, it's not really that relevant. Anyways, this team's great. I love this team actually. Might just go A though. I didn't even mention the synergy with Passimian Superior stuff. Like that's really fun. That's awesome. I love that. Like close combat, contrary. That's really cool. So I think that's fun. There's cool stuff there. I don't know what other abilities you want to grab. I think the consequence of running Wheezing with Passimian, they do kind of anti-synergize pretty hard there. I think the biggest issue is you just don't really have a point in using Passimian if you're running Wheezing. Like, yeah. Like, sure, maybe you'd want to steal Intimidate from Arcanine, but if you're running Wheezing, you just like switch in, switch out, and then you'd have Intimidate again. Like, it's not the end of the world. It's actually not that bad. Yeah. You can do fun stuff with Porygon 2 Trace and Receiver. Ooh, that's cool. I like that. It's a little inconsistent because Trace is randomly selected, but still. Anyways, we're moving on from this. This seems pretty good. I actually would even go as far as to say maybe it's S tier. Do I see S tier here? Palfin's really good. You'd have to switch around with Palfin, which is annoying. How do you get Palfin in on this team? Passimian is U-turn. Morpeko is Volt Switch. I think U-turn as well, actually, funny enough. I'm going to check that just out of curiosity. Does not get U-turn. Does get Volt Switch though, so that's fine. This thing gets a U-turn. Okay, there's some ins. You have Corviknight with a U-turn as well, so that's not bad. You can switch and then U-turn with... Ooh, you could switch and then U-turn with Corviknight, and then you just be there. If Porygon still had Teleport... Oh, that'd be cooking. Sadly, Teleport is gone because they hate fun. No, that was probably for the best. But anyways, I think this is an S tier team. I would say it. I actually quite like this team. Oh my god. That is terrifying. Anyways, we're moving on to Confused. I think I hate this team. Stark contrast to the last team, which I actually adore. Not a huge fan of this team. Look, it's not awful. I just something rubs me the wrong way with this team. I don't like the Glade and the Hatterade and the Indeedee. Like, if it was one of these two, maybe I'd be more okay with it. Like, okay. It's not awful. 124 speed Tailwind is pretty good. This thing does get Tailwind, right? That'd be kind of stupid if it didn't. What would be the point, right? Like, yeah, it does. I thought so. This thing's really easy to run with Shield Dust. Focus Sash is basically guaranteed unless they do pranks or taunt stuff. Like, who cares? You can kind of see pranks or taunt coming though, especially on certain teams. Like if that's like all they have to beat your Tailwind, like you know they're gonna go for that, so you can just play around that. But anyways, you can even do stuff with like Fake Out support with this. Do you have Fake Out on this team? I don't think we do. I think that was part of it actually. I'm looking at it. No Fake Out, has Tailwind, but doesn't actually want to use it. No, you don't hate it, but it's okay. I think it's a little too slow, but it's not slow enough either. It's a weird thing. It's kind of just Hatterene. Swampert's fine. Luxray is like fine. You could make it work, but yeah, it's whatever. Oh, real quick, I need to jot something down. Okay, anyways, sorry about that. This team's just okay. I don't like this team. I'm gonna be real. I think you could definitely make an argument for it. But just, I wish I could put it into words better, but I really just, something is off here. Grafai, it does work well, but it's like Prankster and like, I don't want to play with this. I don't want to use this team. I don't want to fight against this team. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna put it C. I don't know if that's necessarily fair. I think based on the player, you could put this much higher, but I don't like the team just looking at it like that. I know in the past I've like been like Splatty too, especially. I didn't mean to do that at all, but okay. I know in the past I was gassing up Splatty's team choices because of how they are, because of how they play specifically, but I don't really like it that much in this case in particular. Like I've said before, prove me wrong. I would love to see this team do well. It most likely will do well because of who's piloting it, but dude, what is wrong with my mouse right now? What is going on? I'm just trying to drag and drop. I'm literally almost done here. Just let me finish this before you break permanently or something. Oh my god. Whatever. Grab the... Oh my goodness. So this is going C tier. I know it's maybe a little controversial. I can understand that if people don't agree, but I don't like it. I don't really like it. I really don't. But yeah, back to what we were doing. We are on the last two teams here, right here. We are almost done. We're almost done with this. For me, it's been okay. It's actually not that bad. I thought it'd been way longer, but okay. We finished that strong. I think these are some strong teams even. I didn't get a good look at the last team, but this one in particular I think is pretty decent. Torkoal's cool. Dusknoir's cool. Furdraff is obviously a great circumcitter. Just run Mental Orb, you know, auto get it up pretty much. Genuinely, what do you do about this? Like Imprison, I guess? But a lot of Imprison ones are slower than Furdraff if you invest enough speed properly, I guess. But whatever. The point is it's a good team is what I'm trying to say. I think it's maybe a little too hard Trick Room, but you could definitely make it work. Jumpluff. Ooh, yeah, Jumpluff plus Torkoal plus Typhlosion is pretty good as well. Carbank's kind of whatever. It synergizes okay with Sun. You lose the water weakness, which is nice, but not necessary. I don't like Meowstic at all, I'll be honest with you. 83 special attack is like embarrassing. This thing is not good enough otherwise to make do. I don't think, but yeah, you know, maybe I'll eat my words. I guess it's fast for Flick Light Screen at the very least. Yawn as well. Yawn's cool. Run Sunny Day. It's faster than all the other mons that have it, I think, so. Except Jumpluff, I think. Jumpluff's 110, right? Yeah, 110. Thought so. So yeah, I think if it had better speed tiers, maybe. No, it's fine. I think it's fine. This team's good. This is an A tier team, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think the synergies go well enough, like this thing and this thing. Maybe a little too much type overlap with Leafeon. You could probably drop Leafeon, I think, but otherwise I think it's fine. If you want like an offensive fast Mon and Sun, like that's the best you got. You kind of got to work with what you got here. It's just okay though. I think there's too many steel types. I'm just looking at it right now. There's too many mons that are weak to fire. Like you're running the fire team, and then you'll lose to like Charizard on this opposing team right here. You'll just get like Heat Wave like 8 times and die. No, genuinely, what do you do about that? This thing gets Scorching Sands, I'm pretty sure too. I guess this thing tanks it pretty well, but still. I'd be wary there is all I'm trying to say. I think this team's a little weak to fire in and of itself, but otherwise it's fine, I think. So I'll put it, I think A is fine. I think A is perfectly serviceable for this team. This is the right person, right? Oh, I didn't even mention the name. I'm so sorry. Dodge Dixon. Dodge Dixon. Yeah, okay. It sounds like a D's Nuts joke. I'm sorry. But it does. It sounds like I'm about to walk right into one. And I guess not. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe it is obvious for everyone else, but it's okay. I don't think this seems bad. I just think maybe a little too weak to its own type. After that, though, we were on the last team here, Mikeblacknwhite. Didn't have a logo, but London Lax is our team. I like this team. It's not awful. It's kind of weird. I don't know. You have Lapras for Perish Song stuff. You have Amoonguss for bulk. You have Sableye for supportive stuff, obviously. Pachirisu and Amoonguss. I swear there's a second team that has that. Why did both teams with Amoonguss have Pachirisu as well? Am I crazy? Is that actually how it works? Like, did it actually happen? It did actually happen. What? What happened here? Why? Why do you have this? What is so important about Pachirisu? I think it's ass. You have Amoonguss. Like, seriously, you have Amoonguss. You don't need Pachirisu. Sorry, I was a little aggressive. It's not what I really meant, but... Look, it's not that big a deal. I'm just saying. Like, I think you could maybe run something better than that. I think maybe Miss Maggie's Persian overlap a little too much, and they're kind of weird, like fast, like Icy Wind kind of Mon. No, they're pretty different, to be fair. That's not like that big a deal. I just, this team's weird. This team's weird. I'm not gonna lie. This feels like a Mikeblacknwhite team, to be fair. It really does. This is Tauros, right? This is Tauros Aqua, right? This is Tauros Aqua. It's not awful. Grassfire water is cool. You know, that's what this team's missing. It's missing a Dragon Fairy Steel Core. And I didn't even really notice it when I was looking at it first, but it definitely is missing that completely. That's a Fairy type. That's it. Let's see the Terra types, to be fair. Let's see the Terra types. Maybe that gives all the answers. Lapras, Ice Ghost, Steel. There's the Ghost type Lapras I was talking about before. Steel type's kind of weird. I can see it, though. I can roll with it. I don't really like it that much. You probably like Grass. That's preference, I think. Knuckle Stack being a Terra as well, that makes sense, obviously, but... doesn't really use it that well. I guess Ghost type Terra is kind of annoying. Anyways, Miss Magius, too, is pretty good with Terra. I like Terra Fairy Miss Magius. I think it's pretty fun. Terra Steel as well is cool. Look, this team's okay. I don't think it's bad. I just... something's weird here. It's a little too weird, I think, for my liking. I think if there was more synergies, I would be more willing to give it a good placing, but... As it stands now, it's kind of like... What is this team doing, exactly? I guess, like, Sableye, Charizard, Sunny Day... And then, like, screens with Sableye when you're setting up with, like, Knuckle Stack and Lapras and Snorlax. And you have redirection as well, obviously. More than enough redirection, I would say. This seems weird. This seems weird. It's weird. I don't know how to rank this team. I'm going to put it in B tier and we'll move on. That is going to be it. I'm going to put it in B tier. I don't know how I feel about it. I'm sure Mike will make it work. I'm sure he'll find a way to make it work. If anyone's going to pilot this team, I think he is the best choice for it. You know, I'll put it in A just because we can't fit it. That's just too much effort to do anything else. It's going in A, and we scrunch it down a little bit to fit, actually. That's going to be it. I'll be real. I don't think this should be A, but it's fine. We'll give it to him. We'll give it to him. That's fine. It's okay. It's all right. Why did I just open Chrome? What are you talking about? Close. Oh my god. Anyways, sorry for the ramblings of a madman that happened here. Oh my goodness, that was kind of ridiculous at times, but that's okay. That probably took way too long, but I kind of like that it took too long. I don't know why. I kind of enjoy that, but that is going to be it. That is my final ranking. We can probably just cut off the D tier here, now that I'm getting a look at it. Probably don't even need to bother with that. Yeah, that's it, yeah. This is the final rankings. I didn't order the tiers. Not ordered tiers. That's important to note, so. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know how much to say. I think I've said enough, I think. I don't like this team. Looking at it, I don't know. It's like, whatever. I'm just being mean, I think, overall. I'm like, I don't like Pachirisu at all, but I'm really caught up on this one. I'm not gonna lie. This is like the worst one to end on because it's the one I like want to think about the most, but I'm just gonna stop here. I think it's worth it too. But no, that's gonna be it, I think. Thank you for, if you made it this far, good job. I didn't expect anyone to do that, so that's cool. If you just looked at your own team and then left, I totally understand. I do that sometimes too when I don't have time, but I like to watch them when I can. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Have a nice day, everybody, and if you didn't like your tier placing, too bad, it's mine. You can't have it. You can make your own. Yeah, goodbye.